Hey, everybody, I'm going right into the, I'm gonna go right into just doing the card reading today. We got some events that I have to go to. Hang on here. Yeah, it's been a busy day. Hey, everybody, thanks for stopping by. I haven't even checked out, where am I here? Here we go. Here we go. All right. Again, thanks for stopping by. A little disjointed. Really haven't gotten a lot of sleep the last few weeks, getting up to a month now. So let's get right into, I don't know that I necessarily had something specific other than what the conversation was that I had last night with Stone Hobbit. Things are getting, oh yes, some things that were getting very confused. And I actually saw somebody pop up that had posted something about making sure that we kind of check our moods, keep our moods in check. I think a lot of people right now, because there's so much turmoil going on in the world, and a lot of people don't really have the ability to kind of keep level-headed and whatnot. It would be kind of nice if we had some way of keeping ourselves stable. But hi, Arizona. Um, it's just you can't really say that it's going to get easier. I think it's really just going to get different. It's like if anybody's had any kids, things don't necessarily get better; they just get different. I don't know how else to put it. Uh, uh, All right. So yeah, I think that's just kind of the thing. The other thing that's been really common is making sure you're paying attention to what you're feeling, trying to distinguish, is that something that you're taking your head down a particular path? Because let's face it, there are a lot of um, devices, we'll just put it that way, that can manipulate how people feel, right? Um, and I think maybe it's being a little more sensitive to some of those things is not necessarily good. It's not necessarily bad. You just have to be able to kind of rein it in. So given that, and I think this is all flowing back to the whole idea of discernment. Give me a 5x5 or something, Arizona, if the sound is okay. I'm kind of getting paranoid about it. Pop that back over here and just do that. Only because oh hi Selena. Selena's been very, very helpful as well. But yeah, there's a lot of things that we're going to be able to. Selena's really good about picking up different body sensory things, not only on herself, but on others. So yeah, it's a really good skill for us to develop. It's, building your mental and spiritual and emotional muscle. It's good to do that with your body, because that kind of gets the physical form to get those bits and pieces out of the way that you don't need. Anyway, that being said, it's just kind of like the past couple of weeks, I think everybody's had a lot of problems. Well, not really a lot of people are not even aware of the shift and the sift that we're all kind of going through right now. All right. So this is timeless because we remember the past, plan for the future, and use both to live in the now. The information here is always accepted with gratitude because it is revealed to us for our highest good, and it's always coming from the original source, the original thought, the original word, with clear communications aided by all benevolent energies, entities, and beings in all dimensions and realms. Um, Everything's up for interpretation, right? Which is probably why I don't usually do any of the traditional readings. So, Eight of Cups. It's like working hard, but there's some balance in this card. This card's kind of cool because it's just like this balanced look. I don't know why I'm getting balance. I've never gotten balance out of the Eight of Cups, and it's like moving away. It's been a lot of work. But see, in the other card, and this is what's interesting, the other card, they're going up that staircase, in the traditional, they're going up the staircase and they're away there. You can't see their face. They're walking away from the cups. This character is facing them. So it's almost we're like we're taking one last look. So there's a lot of heart here. And this is again, this goes back to those feelings, right? And that's like usually that's like the higher self. So they each have their own cup, but they're both in alignment with a higher self. So this is not necessarily a relationship between people. Wow. Wish granted. All three of these are cups. Now that's the 8, right? So that's 20. And that's the 2. So this is our center. And I mean, for some of us, it's going to be, kind of amalgamating all the hard work that we've had, and it's poured in. I think that's kind of what we're going to be pulling forward. So let's see where we are with that, because this is the last couple of weeks. It's been I don't know about for anybody else, but it's been extremely emotional. I don't know what to tell you. Just really, really emotional and on all areas of life. Okay. I'm almost like, dang, what's going to come up next? Whatever is going to be coming is coming in hard and fast, and we got it now, right? Hmm. Are you kidding me? And this is a Cancerian card, right? There's all this heart. Guess who showed up? It's like we're now this master. We are now the master. What is that song? It was in the first time I remember hearing it was in Raiders of the Lost Ark, where standing on the docks and he's saying, I am the master of, okay, dogs barking, if you can hear. Yeah, this is like been a huge transition and a huge emotional and spiritual transition for us. I'm trying not to get distracted and here the dog is barking. She just stopped, but I have the front door open just to let some light in. Because of course we're dealing with the fires, the smoke, at least that's what they're telling us. So it's quite cold here. All right. So in the next couple of weeks, we've got the messenger of air. And I've been kind of meditating on this stuff since, I don't know, for like 2 or 3 hours. So one of the things that did come up was with this deck is that right now what she's saying in the book, which is also not very traditional. So basically this week, if I use this deck, I'm supposed to use the book for the interpretation. So she's the messenger. I can get over there, which is the knight. So opinions formed by experience, adherence to dogma, alliance to a way of thinking or acting, a learned response, subconscious programming, and swift reaction to responses. So this is like a this or that thinking, right? I need to broaden my perspective. I am reacting to a situation from my past. And we talked about healing those past traumas, not just dealing with the child stuff. So I have to think about whatever I want to do, whether I want to do things the old way or respond differently this time. And that's a really challenging thing to do. So in the next couple of weeks, this is what we're going to try and be learning, is discerning how to do that. So if we start thinking about this now, I mean, I've had to write plans out like that for people where it's a step-by-step thing and they have a piece of paper in their hand. So to avoid them hurting themselves, this is the plan. This is all written out. This is what you do in these steps, and you have this on you all the time. So I can adapt a new way of thinking and behaving. I am a swift and I move quickly, ensuring my actions are for the highest good. Positive outcomes are assured. So when we plan ahead with our thinking, and yeah, I think that's going to be a big part of, because this is planning ahead with our thoughts and words. It's gonna maintain this very emotional. I think there's going to be a lot of emotions, a lot of heartfelt things are going to come up. I know, like I said, there's been some roller coasters for me, and I think that's not untrue. That okay, so here's temptation. This is such a cool card. I got to hold this up. Look where the bite is. Hopefully you can see that, where there's like a rose look to it. It's like carved in there. But you know, I think the sleep is a good. I always gravitate towards that because sleep does not come easy for me a lot of times. So the material world is my playground, but I need to be careful not to be too attached to outcomes. Big problem for most of us, especially if you got a really good imagination. I have a painfully good imagination. As a kid, man, did I have a good imagination. But I need to be careful not to be attached to outcomes. This is a warning to me, to us, to watch for excess and to know what's not healthy for us. When this card shows up, it's a sign that we are focused on the material realm and need to be aware of any excess or addictive behavior, either your own or our own or somebody else's. Because that can be not just a temptation. The one card that's been popping up in this deck has been not addiction, but like fixation type stuff has been coming up, and then there seems to be like this downward spiral, or you just kind of have the like the trap door in the stage. That's what kind of pops up right there. But so yeah, we need to have a plan. Write it out if you are, oh, look at that, there you go. If we are like running it, I plan on doing that. I actually had talked to my son about exactly doing that a couple of weeks ago. This card's really cool too. So High Priestess. Right. She's got the skills, man. High Priestess. Some things are not meant to be known intellectually. So yes, very spiritually bound. So we don't have to examine it. We don't even necessarily have to know the why. If we accept a situation, we just have to calculate and strategize our, what do you call it? Our plan and carry it out. So that's the big part. Because I've done that where they've written things out and they said, yep, this is what I'm going to do to avoid this problem. And lo and behold, when that trigger came, it was like the paper had never been written. So we got to carry them out. So this reminds us to trust that we have access to higher wisdom and knowing when we tune in and trust our own vibes. This is the time when mysteries are revealed and we can grow as a result. And here's the other thing too. It's not just a one and done. It's not just a one and done. Right? See where this goes. So this will get us some clarification on this. Oh, shared feelings, mirrored emotions, your other half, a reflection of soul. So I think this kind of goes back. I don't think it's like a twin flames, twin flames. It's like we need to start looking at our deeper self. Our deeper self, not a shadow. It's just things that are, you know, sometimes difficult for us to look at. They might not be a big deal to somebody else. I mean, sometimes I can get, I always like to see other people giving them the benefit of the doubt. That's my feeling. So silence, longing for you, and distance. So we have to keep vocal. So this to me is saying we need to be vocal about things, not keeping silent. It's not even necessarily with someone else. It could be something where you have to kind of bring it up within yourself, and maybe you'll figure out if there's somebody else that needs to, hear anything. But most of the time it's within us. Oh dear. Appearances, humiliation, and feeling ashamed. Wow. It's almost like that's the temptation. Wow. Out of balance. Yeah, sometimes we can do that, right? We can even when we keep it in, we can feel ashamed of having thoughts. Whoa, time for a nap. I'm up for that. I won't be able to do that today either. Yeah, I think then this is going to this is going to come naturally. The sleep is going to come natural. The rest is going to come natural. Last night I was playing on the board and a lot of Four of Swords, and that's like a lot of resting and recovering. Hanging with who you can trust. So there's your community card. And this is another trickery card. All that glitters is not gold. That's also part of, when we get duped into believing something, and we can talk ourselves into things that something is a certain way because we want it to be that way, even though there's evidence to the contrary. Yeah, one of the ways that we can kind of move away from it is just be a little more lighthearted about it. And this is not heavy, but it's making us aware of our vulnerability. All right. Let's see what overall or overarching things can come in for our frequency. That's going to be most helpful for the next 2 weeks, helping us amalgamate the past 2 weeks and gain stability in the now, right? Synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our alliance and acceptance of not so obvious never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. That feels pretty much at the center of everything, is learning not only how to get along with ourselves, but making everything work. And I mean, and synergy isn't necessarily something that's symbiotic. That's different again, right? And we got to be ready for change. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Interesting. So yeah, this is all preparatory. I think there's something really big on the horizon. There's a lot of talk about some of the changes coming up, and we need to be just really well prepared within ourselves to make it through this. I don't think it's dark or anything like that. All right. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. So yeah, I think that's all of this, right? That's all of this whole everything. Oh, anyway, hey, you guys, thanks for stopping by. I have to kind of scoot here. This was probably one of the quickest ones I've done in a long time. But hey, again, like, share, subscribe. You guys think somebody might benefit from watching this, please do pass it on. And again, hey, we'll see you guys on the flip side. And Selena, I'm probably going to start texting you sometime later tonight, so I hope you're available. So I'll talk to you guys soon. See you on the flip side. Bye.